Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lollipop and this is a carbon fiber road bike from Trek. Now this is kind of an interesting video for me because I've never made a video on a Trek road bike before. I mainly cover the mountain bikes, basically only cover the mountain bikes and some hybrids and stuff like that. So if you're new to the channel, this is a pretty special video for me because it's my first time going over a road bike. But the reason I'm making this video is, well, just take a look at this bike. This bike looks pretty crazy. This is one of the brand new 2022 models of the Trek Madone. This one is specifically the Trek Madone SLR 7. For 2022, this is a brand new color scheme. When I first saw it come into the store, I basically thought it looked like lemonade. Like kind of like a pink lemonade to a normal yellow lemonade color. The color itself is actually named radioactive coral to a yellow fade, which is pretty accurate. But as you can see here, we have the Madone logo on the top tube there for 2022. This one is in a size 56. And while I mentioned that, I'll also throw up the actual weight of this bike that I took earlier in the day. It was around 18.1 pounds. And the official weight on Trek's website for this bike is going to be around 17.6 pounds. I'll throw that up on the screen right now. So this one weighs a little bit more, but it also is weighed with a pedal as well as a water bottle cage and a water bottle. But I kind of wanted to just mainly do a bit of a walk run on this bike since I haven't really seen any images or videos of this bike in this color scheme for 2022. So I thought I'd show it off a little bit because it does look pretty crazy. Trek is including some of these colors on their new bikes, like on the new Slash model and on the new Super Caliber as well, but I have not seen any of those yet, so I figured I'd make a video on this Madone first. And as you can see printed on the rear chainstay here, this is a Project 1 color scheme for this bike, which basically means it's one of their higher end paint schemes. And for those of you that do not know, the Trek Madones are basically Trek's aero race bikes. They are all carbon fiber models, no aluminum here. Trek also has the Domani and the Imonda bikes, which both have aluminum models. So this one has the most expensive entry-level price point. The least expensive Madone for 2022 is a carbon fiber model. It is the Madone SL6, and that one is currently retailing for around $4,800 US. So quite a lot of money for an entry-level bike in this lineup. But this bike is priced even higher than that, $4,000 more. In fact, at $8,800 US currently. So it is a lot of money for a bike, but it is also a very premium bike, as you can tell. So as you can see when you just look at the front there, all that foil shaping and everything just designed to be extremely aero. You can see that fork on the sides right there. Definitely very nice looking shapes in my opinion. Another thing you'll notice for 2022, typically the Madones have a very large Trek logo on the down tube there for the main Trek logo. And I guess a lot of people complained about that being a little bit too large. So Trek finally decided to cut that down a little bit, make it smaller, which is pretty funny in my opinion. I guess they definitely were listening. I personally like the look of the larger Trek logo, but to each their own, I suppose. And you can see here on the bottom that it is assembled in the United States, and it is the SLR frame. So that uses Trek's 800 series OCLV carbon fiber, and basically what that means is that it's their highest level of carbon fiber, their lightest carbon fiber, as well as their strongest carbon fiber. So if you're comparing it to some other brand like Specialized, for example, this would basically be equivalent to the S-Works carbon fiber. There is also a 500 series carbon fiber that Trek makes, and that's on the SL models, like the Madone SL6 that I mentioned previously, the lower end model. And that carbon fiber is just a little bit heavier, a little bit less durable, but it is still pretty good. But you know, as you can tell with the weight of this bike, it's definitely really lightweight. For what it is. I mean, you can see these really big tubing shapes and foils and stuff like that. So it's not going to be the lightest bike in the world, but it is going to be definitely very aerodynamic, especially when paired with all of these deep dish rims. These are the Aeolus Pro 51 rims, so 51 millimeter right there. So it's definitely more of an aerodynamic rim, but still, you can definitely still like climb with it and do other normal stuff with it. It also has the Bontrager R3 700 by 25C tires on there. Pretty nice tires. They really spec those on most of their higher end road bikes. This bike also does come with Trek's ISO speed system, which, as you can see on the bottom here, basically decouples the seat tube itself from the bike's frame, so it gives you a little bit more compliance, and you can adjust that with an Allen wrench. There's like a bit of a tab here, I guess, that you can move forward or backward depending on how much seat compliance you have, and that'll actually flex the seat tube a little bit, which is cool. And then underneath this water bottle, you also have the Di2 junction box area down there, which is cool to see. It's kind of hidden away, which is nice. And while we're here, you can clearly see the Ultegra Di2 drivetrain here. So we have the Di2 shifting right there. I don't know too much about Di2 personally, but I will throw up some of the main specs of this bike on the screen right now so you can get a good look at it. So the front derailleur right there from Ultegra, as well as the front crankset right there. And then you can move back with this chain to this pretty nice looking rear derailleur right there, as well as the cassette in the rear, which is all silver. So all Shimano drivetrain right there. And then you can come up to the shifters and brake levers up here. So it's just gonna shift really quickly with the click of the button, and the brakes up here. What's kind of cool about this is that it also has a button up here which can control some other functions. As you can see, it has a very aerodynamic looking handlebar made out of full carbon fiber. This is a very expensive handlebar, one of the most expensive ones that Trek makes. And you might be able to see on the stem here that it's pretty stacked up right now. You can cut that down and make it look a little bit more flush like it does in the official images on Trek's website. And as you can see, the handlebar tape comes with some of these yellow spots showing there, which matches the bike, which is kind of cool. I like that. For the brakes, you can also see that they're Ultegra with the heat dissipation brake pads right there, which look pretty cool as well. I'll show the rear one in a second there as well. Now this bike has a really quiet hub sound as well. I'll try to make you guys hear it, but it's really quiet. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my video. Just a nice little walkthrough of the bike, showing you the price, the official weight, as well as my own weight when I weighed it in the stand at Trek Bicycle Sacramento. This bike is currently for sale, so if you do live around the Sacramento, California area, definitely come give it a try, come check it out. It's in a size 56 again, and hopefully I'll be making some more road bike videos in the near future as well, as I start learning a little bit more about them and building them more at the store and everything like that. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to keep biking.